Tranquilitatis, logistics to incoming transition. Please state your intentions. Over.
Alice to MT Logistics. We have received clearance and hold a signed contract with Mr. Holloway for our mining operations in this designated sector. We're here to commence our activities as scheduled. Over.
MT Logistics to Alice. We weren't informed of your early arrival. We've just finished building the elevator for your drones to access the underground facilities. At the moment, all the electricity is being used to charge the batteries as we prepare for the night. So we can't route power to the elevator right now. I suggest you, Sunshine, to keep your mining buddies in orbit for the next 2 weeks and return with the sunrise. Over.
We made it here right on schedule, but waiting for the next morning on the moon, a whole 2 weeks of downtime, is utterly unacceptable. This could jeopardize our entire mining contract. We need a better plan. And name's Alice. Just saying. Good afternoon, Director. This is Alice, your first Vice President. We have a bit of a situation here, but I'm already on it. Let's just test our connection before we delve any deeper. Give this dialogue box a click if you're hearing me loud and clear. Then we can proceed. Connection solid. That's a start. Give me a moment to secure our landing clearance. Feel free to soak in the sights while you wait. I'll ping you as soon as I have an update. So, Robert, do we have a deal?
Let me be clear. The risk of 2-week power outage equals job loss, and a costly lawsuit for me. I don't care who you are. Get Holloway on this, but no power for you until sunrise. We just don't have it right now.
Look, Robert, you and I got off on the wrong foot. Our drones are designed for autonomous construction and repair, and we've brought the necessary resources. Grant us landing permission, and we'll handle the power situation ourselves. This benefits both of us. More solar panels for you, and we could land our toys and get going. They also can handle the repairs. So, should I update Mr. Holloway on our successful collaboration?
All right, Alice, you have permission to land. Make sure your drones don't break anything. Over and out.
Director, it is your call now. Permission to land has been granted. Show this Bob the Builder that we can fix this. Select a landing location for the pods near the elevator shaft. Click on the notification located on the left side of the control interface and specify the designated landing spot for the capsule.
Alice, your primary responsibility is to ensure resource extraction and processing at our logistic hub in the Sea of Tranquility. Currently, our operations heavily rely on external supplies. If you can address this issue, even partially, rest assured we'll secure long-term contracts for you. I personally vouched for your mission to the board. You're a promising team with intriguing developments, so you better give me something to convince those skeptical of your worth.
Absolutely, Mr. Holloway. Both the Director and I are immensely grateful to you. Our focus is on establishing a long-term partnership, and we'll give our utmost to make it a reality. You can count on us. To initiate construction, choose Director. Place holograms of solar panels on the allocated sites. Our drones will take it from there. You'll see.
Objective achieved.
Look at that. They've actually built them. Not a bad start at all. Alice, can you hear me? Your drones did a good job, better than we expected. All the energy from these panels is yours, but now it's crucial to conserve it if you want to work during the night. To achieve that, you'll need batteries.
It's all good, Robert. I completely understand you. We were already going to build batteries anyway. Director, he's correct. A lunar night might last nearly 14 and a half Earth days in the absence of sunlight, and batteries are crucial for us. Construct 4 batteries next to the solar panels.
Objective achieved.
Your drones did a pretty good job, but the wiring tool is only operable by a human. Wire the panels and the batteries together. Next, you just need to power up the elevator, and you'll gain access to the underground level.
Go to the communications panel and select the wiring tool.
Objective achieved. Objective achieved.
Now wire it to the elevator to power up the module.
Pardon my curiosity, but how are you going to extract lunar regolith with robot carriers? I am far from a robotic expert, of course, but it seems like we have more questions than answers at this point.
That's an excellent question, Robert, and I'd be delighted to answer it. However, I need to wrap up something first. Director, with the reconfiguration module, you can convert up to 5 worker drones to mining drones and vice versa. Now, let's have the drones excavate. To order the drones to start the excavation, you need to use the highlighting tool and mark areas for mining, and the digging drones will do the rest. Robert, to answer your question, our company has been providing repair and maintenance services for robotics and mining equipment for over 10 years. We were involved in the development and maintenance of technology for lunar mining along with the first industrial expeditions to the moon, even before the construction of the space elevator and the full-scale development of the moon by mankind. And I'm pleased to inform you, Robert, that by accumulating our vast experience, we have been able to develop and implement multifunctional drone technology that can be re-equipped for a variety of tasks. As a special bonus, I can include a coloring book set, so you can brighten up your leisure time at work in silence.
Okay, Alice, I get the hint. You do your job and I'll mind my own business. By the way, I'll grab a few coloring books as souvenirs for the kids. I'll be heading home in 2 weeks. Director, I understand that I can be difficult at times, but your Alice is also quite remarkable. She reminds me of my ex-wife.
We're all still on the same channel, Robert.
So what's up with those coloring books?
I'll set... Robert, come in, Robert. Do you read me? According to the data, there are no survivors on the base, but I had to check. And I shouldn't have said anything about flowers. We're still receiving a signal from the drones. Our best bet is to try to repair the lift and rebuild the power supply circuit in order to save our equipment. It seems we have no other choice. We are in urgent need of solar panels and accumulators connected in one electrical circuit. With the available resources, direct the drones to construct the power supply modules, aiming to restore the previous setup prior to the explosion. Remember to connect the modules with wires.
Based on the spread of the blast wave, it appears that the explosion took place on the far side of the moon. Fortunately, it occurred at a considerable distance from our mission. However, the strength of the explosion raises additional questions.
So, the only response we get from the head of the scientific department and a renowned scientist is that the explosion was far away, and we don't know the cause?
That's because scientists rely on established facts, rather than speculating based on unreliable data. They prefer to work with what is known, rather than jumping to hasty conclusions. I've heard that First Vice President Alice Vance maintains her composure and professionalism in all circumstances. Perhaps it's time for you to call your alter ego.
Maybe I should, Professor. Tell me, prior to the moon launch, we were actively involved in a range of technologies aimed at advancing autonomous mining. Could you provide an update on the status of this project?
We had a plan for an autonomous extraction plant, but it's currently just a project. Given the circumstances, implementation seems unlikely.
Now we need to fix the elevator to regain access to the underground level. Select it and order the drones to start repairing it. You can change the game speed, select the required speed using the interface or
Objective
hotkeys
achieved.
1, 2, 3. Director, Crust have made an official statement. I will put it on the screen.
On
Objective
this day,
achieved.
an unexpected asteroid impact occurred on the surface of the moon. We are currently working tirelessly to re-establish contact with lunar outposts and assess the situation. The number of casualties, if any, is being verified. As a result of the impact, 4 of the 5 lunar orbital stations are non-operational. This has caused disruptions in navigation and logistics systems. Be advised that all lunar-based activities and communications may experience delays or interruptions until further notice. We want to emphasize that Earth is not in any danger as a result of this event. We will continue working around the clock to address this unprecedented event and ensure the safety of all those affected. Do not spread unverified information as it may lead to unnecessary panic.
Objective achieved.
So, it turned out to be an asteroid after all. Professor, is that even a possibility?
Collision of an asteroid with the moon. That's plausible. However, the possibility of not detecting an asteroid of that size and predicted trajectory in time raises another question. Anyway, we've received your request for research projects. Let's finish the current tasks first, and then we'll address it.
While lunar outposts showcase humanity's technological advancement, their longevity is limited without the presence of essential resources like steel and concrete. Now we do have electricity, but we need both steel and concrete to keep the modules running. Start by researching and building the pressing module, which enables the production of smart concrete from regolith. While not the most efficient method, we need to prioritize speed over optimization. Additionally, allocate a mining area to the digging drones to ensure a steady supply of raw materials for the pressing module. Now Professor Wilfrey will explain to you how to use our research projects, and I will come back to you later.
Let's begin with the fundamentals, Director. Each unit of regolith contains its own percentage of valuable resources, and at the moment, you're primarily mining barren rock. To locate resource deposits, we require the ore detector. Open the research panel, select geological exploration, and we can proceed with our work. Once this research is completed, you'll gain the ability to construct the ore detector. We had prepared this research plan for the distant future, but we must adapt and work with it now. It may seem cynical, but considering the circumstances, our best course of action at the moment is to try to save the equipment that has miraculously survived. All right,
achieved.
now get the drones to build it. I wouldn't wait too long if I were you. And add a bulk resource storage to it, so your drones have a place to take the regolith they've mined. Keep in mind that the detector contains ultra-sensitive phased arrays, making it essential to construct it below the moon's surface. It is not designed to withstand lunar dust and solar radiation.
Research complete.
Don't forget to wire it up. The ore detector uses battery power to every scan. The bigger the scanning area, the more power it requires. Select the ore detector and scan the regolith around it. You need to find the nearest iron vein and then excavate the regolith from it with mining drones.
Objective
Using the
achieved.
detector consumes battery power, and the larger the scan area, the more power is consumed. Remember this and try not to leave your base without power. Now we require a smelting furnace which employs the reduction method to convert the oxide into usable resources. Although we haven't tested this technology yet, theoretically it should work as intended.
Theoretically, Professor, are you sure that it's worth taking the risk at this moment?
Our whole enterprise is now one big risk. It can't be eliminated even if we do absolutely nothing. So yes, I'm quite certain about that.
You can't build here. Research complete. Objective
Now select
achieved.
the recipe for producing steel in the smelting furnace. smelting furnace always requires oxides to begin production of any resource, and mining drones are able to extract oxides directly from the vein. It's not the most efficient way, but we have to start right now. Order them to excavate the regolith on top, and then assign them to extract iron oxide from the vein. Enter excavation mode to be able to assign mining drone to mine the vein. Then set.
Direct.
Now you have steel and smart concrete production, but it is extremely inefficient. To secure a foothold, we need to build a fully capable production chain.
You do have a plan, don't you, Professor?
And while they're digging, we need to research underground mining and build the extractor. Select the necessary research, and we will start working on it immediately.
Director, our energy reserves are almost at zero. The moon has a long day-night cycle. Make sure we have enough solar panels to charge the batteries. During the solar phase, in case of severe power shortage, you can disconnect modules that are not needed at the moment. Also, modules with low priority are disconnected from the grid first.
Research complete. Objective
Make sure to
achieved.
connect the extractor to the circuit by the shift button.
Director, unauthorized signal on line 1. I think you might want to hear this. I'm putting it on the main screen.
Ratchet, did you hear the news? Crust put you in charge of the new toy. Try not to wreck it. We won't be getting a second one.
Not only have we almost lost all our equipment and communication, now we also have Crust to deal with.
Objective
Prior to the
achieved.
expedition, we devised a 3-stage processing chain to convert regolith into a refined resource. The first one is the extraction of the regolith itself from the deposits. It is done by the extractor and you already have one. The second stage involves the use of the single regolith refinery. This module utilizes a thermal reaction to extract the required oxides from the regolith while processing the remaining rock into slag.
Wait a second, so there is nothing bothering you two? What makes you think we're even accepting this offer, and how about checking with me and the director?
Alice, back to 15 years ago, Wilfrey and I were working for Crust. I was dusting off the first lunar rovers, and he was hanging out in the lab. Crust holds significant authority, having constructed the space elevator and maintaining control over all the moon. If Crust says they will work with us, I'm afraid we have no choice.
Given the circumstances, it's actually in our favor. It appears that their operations on the moon are now dependent on us. This presents us with an opportunity to obtain everything we need by cooperating with Crust.
The situation consists of the remnants of a miraculously surviving moon base, an undisclosed loss of life, and a world teetering on the brink of a humanitarian catastrophe. Do we truly consider this situation to be precisely in our favor?
If there were any discernible advantage for us in refusing to cooperate with Crust, then I would understand the purpose of this conversation. However, as of now, I'm still failing to see it.
Wilfrey is indeed an aging cynic, but his point holds true. If there's anything left to save, we'll need Crust's resources. Moreover, the desire to keep the company seems like a valid motive to push forward. Horizon 6 augmented so far that only the hull is factory-made. This is top-notch equipment, a rarity even among Crust's inventory. Send it out of the base, see what we can find.
Objective
Crust gave
achieved.
us the coordinates of the repeater near our base. We need to send the
Objective
rover there and
achieved.
check the status of the repeater. Before the explosion, we had a satellite navigation system for lunar transport, with the signal transmitted through repeaters. Now there is no signal, so we are operating almost blindly. Perhaps we can find a way to restore the system, at least to some extent.
Now that we have the opportunity, the science department is eager to receive any data we uncover. With the right approach, it will help speed up our research efforts considerably.
Great, Wilfrey. While you're enjoying your cozy lab as usual, I'm here sifting through scrap metal.
Research complete.
It's a remote-controlled rover. The director runs it, and you're in an equally cozy dispatch center. But you still keep complaining. The
Objective
single
achieved.
regolith refinery, according to its name, can only get one type of oxide at a time. Be sure to select the iron oxide recipe to start production.
And now that you have a functioning steel production line, we can enhance its efficiency by connecting the modules with a conveyor belt.
Objective achieved.
Director, while we have found enough useful data, there are also enough valuable resources for us to pick up. I would suggest that we don't get in touch with Crust until we get them out.
Mr. Ratchet, are you fully aware of the gravity of our situation and the current events? Nor do we even have anything to carry it with. This rover is not capable of carrying cargo.
Very much so, Alice. And we need those resources now more than ever. And I'm sure my drones can fix this piece of junk. It's a Pathfinder 3B, an older model, but it offers enhanced off-road capabilities and greater cargo capacity. Exactly what we need.